Hey everybody, I'm coming making this video message and I want to tell you there is a gamble on you. What is the definition of gamble? Now, there are many definitions for gamble, but gamble is basically someone taking a risk, or they are placing a contingency upon someone or something, meaning I will be this person's friend. I will stay in this person's life. I will take claim to this person and say that I know them, or I will be proud to say this person is my friend if I see that things in their life turn around for the better. You all have got to know, and it may not be a good description for some of you all, the fact that I'm using gamble, but it's just a real fact. There are some people who place a gamble on you. They may not place money on you. They may not necessarily make a bet on you, but there are some people who place a contingency upon their connection with you. You all have to first understand that walking with God, if you're walking with God and you're for real about God, and you have 100% submitted your life and your personal will to God, sometimes people will follow you afar off, or they will follow you at a distance because they don't want to be associated with someone who is living their life very differently. Someone living their life in the world looks extremely different from someone who's living their life for Christ. So see, people in the world, there is a certain kind of freedom that they have, or so they think. And they will, for the most part, do whatever they want, and nobody is holding them accountable or responsible. They're not answering to anybody. They don't feel convicted about anything. Their character does not have to be in good standing. They will just treat people any type of way. Not everybody does this, but a large part of the world, that's what they do. However, when it comes to Christian people, we will think before we make a certain decision. Certain things may come to us where we are tempted, but we will think about it and we will take it to God. We will, or we're supposed to lay it at the feet of God, have God work it out, and tell God how we're feeling about a particular thing. Christian people, or followers of Christ, believers, whatever you call it, we are held not only to a higher standard, but we are also held accountable, and we have to take responsibility for things that we think, things that we say, and things that we do. We cannot be a free spirit because God is judging us, and God will deal with us on day-to-day decisions that we make, whether he does it now on the earth or later when we're gone. So that's the system that Christian people live off of. However, it is not popular being a Christian. Christian people get mocked. People make fun of them. People make jokes about them. People disrespect them. And a lot of people, before you became a Christian man or a Christian woman, they hung out with you. You were very popular. People loved you. You made people laugh. You brightened people's day. But once you started setting those boundaries, saying, I don't want to go to the club anymore. I don't want to drink. I don't want to smoke. I'm not going to lie for you. I'm not going to cover for you because what you're doing is wrong. You have to have integrity. I'm just throwing out different examples. People will cut you off. They won't want to be associated with you anymore. They will look at you as not being fun anymore. They will look at you as not being exciting anymore. However, they will still be able to acknowledge that the hand of God is on your life. They will be able to acknowledge that the Spirit of the Lord is in you. And so the contingency that people will place up on you will be like someone who goes to gamble. What does a gambler do? A gambler, they place bets sometimes at a very high financial stake because they are on the edge about a uncertain outcome. So if they place a bet at a slot machine, they may place a bet and they're pulling a slot machine down for $100 for each spin. And so they're hoping that they can hit $10,000. They're hoping they can hit $20,000. They're hoping they can hit $50,000 or $100,000. They may be a dice shooter. They may say, well, I'm going to guess and predict that when I shoot these dice, these are the two numbers that are going to come up on the dice, and I'm going to get this certain amount of money. Or there are certain gamblers, they will put a certain amount of money in a machine, and they will go like to the Quick Mart, and they will buy certain scratch-off tickets, hoping that they get a certain amount of money depending on the type of ticket that they bought. Or they will gamble and give numbers, predict numbers so they can hit the lotto. And so they are hoping that they get a certain amount of money. That is what a gambler does. But there are people that will look at you in that sense. They will place a contingency up on you with the hopes that something great happens in your life. They will place a contingency up on you, hoping that some area of your life that they kept seeing go downhill is turned around for the better. Or when you start gaining traction and popularity, there are so many people that will want to take claim to you after the fact. They will look at you and say, you know what? I knew he or she was going to become a millionaire. I knew he or she was going to become famous. I knew him or her was going to be looked at as a very important person. This person, their opinion and how they feel about certain things is valued by a lot of people. A lot of people look to this man, a lot of people look to this woman, and they can swear by their great advice or their opinion about a certain thing. They are an expertise from experience with helping people in this particular area. I'm telling you all that there are people, you are a gamble for them. Where they once were embarrassed by you because of your hunger and your thirst for God. They were once ashamed of you and embarrassed by you because you started setting boundaries and you were no longer fun. You were no longer accepting things that you used to accept before you got serious and grounded in God. And now they see, okay, you know what? They're really going all out for Christ. And people know their name, their faces out there. They are becoming more known. Well, now I'm going to take claim to them because I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know exactly how far he or she is going to go. I don't know how well known they're going to become. I don't know if something's going to transpire in their life that could possibly benefit me if I stick around. You've got to know that there are some people, they are looking at you as a gamble. How do you weed these types of people out? I'm going to help you all. All you have to do is look in your circle at the ones who show up every now and then. Look at the friends, look at the associates, look at the family members who, when you really go through something, have they been in your corner? Any level you've been at in your life, have they always been supportive of you no matter what? Have they always wanted to help you no matter what? They didn't come to you and make a comment about, well, why did you lose your house? Why did you lose your car? Why did you lose your job? Why don't you have any money? Whatever went on with you, they were always there. Okay, so you have those types of people, but you also have the types of people, when they know these things are going on with you, they never show up. Only when good things are happening in your life is when they come around you and when they show up. Who is calling you and checking in on you on a regular basis? I'm not talking about those friends and family members and associates who are really busy. They may be married and they may have different things going on in their life. I'm not talking about that, because that's going to happen to all of us. But there are certain people that you are connected to or that you have in your circle, and they only call you every blue moon. They really don't too much care about what you're going through. If you do start talking to them, they make the conversation about them. They will more so talk about their problems and their issues, but they will give very little concern to your problems, your issues, and what's going on with you. You all need to be able to know what types of people are in your circle. The ones that have not been with you, no matter what level you've been at, and they only show up when good things are happening for you, typically these are the types of people who place a gamble on you. They will not really take claim to you. People may say, well, isn't he your friend? Isn't she your friend? They may say, well, I don't really mess with that person like that. I don't really hang with her like that. I don't really talk to him like that. I mean, it's no beef or it's no tension with us. You know, when I see her, and it's all love. It's cool. But, you know, when I have parties and when I have gatherings, I don't really invite her to them. I don't invite him to them. But if I see him, it's all love. I hug him. You know, we cool. But they not in my tight circle. But when they start to see things in your life turning around, when they start to see things changing in your life, when they start to see the transformation, and like I said, you're gaining traction on something, you might be getting a certain amount of popularity, and God is taking you to a higher level. Those are the people who will place the gamble on you. People always want to be connected and associated with someone who is of importance, who is of prestige. They want to be attached and associated with someone who is popular. They want to be associated with someone that a lot of people like. You could probably be that person. But right now, before you even get to a certain level, start to pay attention to the ones that's in your life and the ones who have been in your life in spite of what you have gone through, because this is how you're going to weed out the people who are gambling or looking at you as a gamble. There are even people in your bloodline that do it. You will have cousins, you will have aunts, you will have uncles. They don't want anything to do with you for various reasons. They don't call you, they don't check up on you. They will only invite certain family members to their dinner, to their lunch, to their brunches, to their birthday parties. They will only invite certain family members to come around their children if their children are celebrating a party or something going on in their life. However, when they know that things are changing in your life, or maybe God has taken you from a place where you were broke, you struggled for many years financially, but now you're in a place where consistently finances are coming into your life. You are not struggling to pay rent. You are not struggling to pay your mortgage. You are not struggling to buy groceries for yourself. You're dressing better now. Maybe you had some engagements and it took you to a higher level. More people in your town know you. More people are talking about you. People are seeking you out and looking for you because you deliver or offer a particular thing. Those people, like I said, who have never been around you at whatever level you've been at, those people who don't call you, those people who are not interested, they have not been interested in anything you've been going through. They have not cared about how you felt. In your darkest hour, they may have saw you struggling and going through something. They may have heard numerous times about what you were experiencing, but they never showed up at your doorstep. They never called you. They never text messaged you. They may have even spread the gossip about your darkest hour to everybody else. But then when they start to see things change, when they start to see God uplifting and elevating you, when they see you've received deliverance, things are just different. They see your shine, they see your glow, and that will look different for each one of you. But those are usually the ones who have placed a certain gamble on you. They put a contingency up on you. They want to now take claim to you. They will proudly brag about you and say, that is my cousin. That's my sister. That's my brother. That's my neighbor. That's my church member. That's my co-worker. Oh, I've been knowing this person for a long time. We've been cool since 1995. We've been cool since 2001. We've been cool since 2005. But you know that some of these people that play this game and they do this, you know they have not given you the time of day. You know, it may have been a time you actually adored them and you were cool with them and you tried to connect with them. You tried to do business with them. You wanted to genuinely be friends with them. But because your life was not going good, because you kept taking L after L, because you were losing in life, because people were mocking you and laughing at you and clowning you, because you did not have the best clothes, you did not live in the best area, your appearance was not all that, and people made jokes about your appearance. You were just not someone that people cared about. You were not looked at as somebody who was taken seriously. These are the people sometimes that will start to come back into your life. They will want to circle around and spin the block and take claim to you. They will make you a gamble. This is a very real thing. I remember, I'm going to tell you all this before I get up out of here. There was a young man that I went to grammar school and high school with. And there was no tension with me and him. When I spoke, he spoke. And that's what it was for years and years and years. However, we also followed each other on a particular social media site. And sometimes I would say things to him here and there. He may respond sometimes he probably wouldn't. But when I started sharing certain things and I needed the support or a share, he would never support or share it. However, when things started circulating more of content and things that I were doing, and it was getting more and more known, I noticed out the blue, he started taking claim to me. Not saying I was his girlfriend or anything, but he literally lied on a public forum and said, oh, I have been told Kiki that what she been doing for the past 10 years, it was going to eventually blow up. I've been telling people that, yeah, this been my girl for over 20 something years. And I was sitting back thinking to myself, like, this man has never given me the time of day. He hasn't been interested in anything I've been doing. He's never not one time shared anything for the past 10 years that I've shared with what I've been speaking about, teaching about, preaching about, or anything. He showed no interest. But now, since other people are talking about it, and because he's seen it on other sites and it's gaining traction, now all of a sudden I'm important to him. Now all of a sudden I matter to him. Now all of a sudden he's claiming me as a friend. People will make you a gamble. Real talk, they will make you a gamble. I had to use this example because when you actually literally gamble, you are putting a price on something uncertain to be the outcome. You spend money to actually win an uncertain amount of money. That is your hope. That is what you're putting your trust in. That is what you're putting your heart in. So people will do that for you. You may not have ever done anything to a particular person. You may not have ever had beef with a certain person. There may never have been any level of tension. But because you just were not a likable person at a certain season of your life, because you were being mocked and laughed at and clowned by certain people, they didn't want anything to do with you. Because you didn't come off as being an interesting person. You didn't have a vibe about you that was popular, that was known, that circulated, that people respected. Then certain people who know you, whether it's from your church, whether it's at your job, whether it's in your neighborhood, whether it's within your own family, they just don't want to be bothered with you. When they look at you, you're just a normal, ordinary man or woman. But when things start to turn around in your life, and when God changes your life around for the better, and people start to recognize, you know what, it is something different about her. It is something different about him. For the past 10 or 15, 20 years, it's always gone over my head who this woman was or who this man was. But now I see the things that they've been standing on. They stand for something. The things that they've been putting out in the airwaves, it means something, and their life is proof of that. Now I want to be friends with this person. I want to link up with this person. I want to proudly tell people I know her. I want to proudly tell people I know him. I want to see what goes on in the inner workings of his or her life. I just want to be connected to this person. They're important, so my connection to them would make me important. It could possibly take me to the next level with what I'm trying to do. I need you all to be aware. Be aware of these types of people. You will have a season where people, like I said, they will not take you seriously. You will not be a likable person. You will not be a popular person. You will be someone that is just a plain, ordinary man or woman. But seasons change. They change, and they change in different ways. It's not always you shoot to stardom. It's not always you become a millionaire. It's not always it's not always going to be you turn into a famous person. It could just be what God has anointed and called you to do. Like I said in the beginning of this message, it gains traction. The advice that you give, it is changing people's lives. God is using you as a vessel, an open, willing vessel, to change the lives of other people for the better, and it's starting to circulate. So the people that once dissed you and avoided you, and they were embarrassed and ashamed of you, now they want to be around you. Now you look attractive to them. Now they feel like you have something to offer. And sometimes they want to be a leech. They want to drain you because they have an agenda. If what they've been working on is not hidden, or it's not working out, they may use your influence or the power that you have and the popularity that you have so they can become known and popular, or so they can try to make money. Beware, guys. Beware. If people have not been down for you through whatever you've gone through, because that's how you know the real people. The people that have been around you no matter what, man, that's so rare that you have people in your life. They have been down for you no matter what level you've been at in your life. Even when you was out here losing, they still was breaking bread with you, still laughing with you, still having conversations with you, still calling and checking up on you. But on the other hand, there's some people, they actually dismissed you and cut you off because you didn't look right being associated with them. Other people may have told that person or those people, you need to leave her alone. You need to cut him off. Don't deal with that person. That person ain't got no money. That person ain't about nothing. Their life is a mess. They're a mess. This is real stuff that goes on. So you need to pay attention to that. Have the people in your life that have been solid. They have been locked in with you no matter what. I'm not saying you've never bumped heads with them. You've never gotten into an argument or something or a disagreement with them, but they've still loved you and respected you. They've still tried to help or assist you when they saw you losing in life, versus the ones you have not heard a peep from them. They've never showed up, but all of a sudden, because you got a little something now, whether it's money, popularity, whether it's fame, whether it's a certain level or a certain amount of attention, now they take claim to you. Don't ever allow anybody to make a gamble out of you. Don't ever allow anybody to place a contingency upon you. That is the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have taken offense to anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.